Now let's go on to our next topic, which of course has to do with herdsmen menace in Adamawa State.
Yeah.
A mass burial has been held for no fewer than 65 persons killed in the recent attack by suspected Fulani militia on 2 villages in Demsa local government area of Adamawa State.
Yeah, now the community leaders say they have received no assistance from government or humanitarian organizations since the attacks. And they want the federal government to fortify their communities with security agents as they fear for another attack.
At about 6 o'clock in the morning when we got up, Fulani invaders entered Dong and killed so many people. Even now, we are still packing the dead people from the bush. About 45 people at present that we picked.
The government has failed us. Woefully, they have failed us. No security. No security. No protection of lives. Calling for the government to come to our aid, to help our people because they don't have where to stay. All places have been burned. The houses have been burned. So I'm appealing to the government. If there is government, they should come. If there is government, they should come. If there's no government, we will see.
All right, that gives you the background to it. And we have a security professional, Oladeinde Ariyo, in the studio joining us right now. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
All right, just when Adamawa State was no longer having issues with herdsmen or Boko Haram, this has resurfaced now, and it seems he has come to stay and is lingering for some time. How degenerated is the issue from what you're monitoring?
Thank you very much. Adamawa State is a very complex state. It has 87 different ethnic groups. I mean, it's unprecedented. And then majorly it's populated by Christians and Muslims. The Christians are more than the Christians.
You mean the Muslims are more than the Christians?
The Christians are more than the Muslims.
The Muslims, okay.
Okay. In numerical strength?
Yes.
Okay.
But in civil service, there are more Christians in there. But in other sectors, it's favors the Muslims. And those are factors that you must have at the back of your mind to start with. With 87 local government councils, there is nothing else than confusion that will come up over little issues. Now, this herdsmen thing, the picture that we people out of the territory that we get to read of, it's not the same as what obtains on ground. I've had the benefit of listening to global news channels and platforms reporting things from their own perspective. Whereas the colorations as exist, okay, they're very different. But you must also understand that the recent one that happened in Numan, that involved particularly the Bachama people, has some other undertones, which for the purpose of maintaining peace and tranquility, I wouldn't want to say here. But we must understand that it's a shame that this is happening. For me, it's high time the federal government, not the state government now, raise a pile of inquiry. They need to go beyond the surface and really dig deeper down.
But how helpful will this panel of inquiry be? It's not the first time.
I mean,
so many panels of inquiry into such things, and we don't hear anything about them. In the case of Adamawa, for example, 4 or 5 policemen were actually
7, not
killed.
4, not 5.
Okay, at
7.
least the numbers have been varying.
The same way you said they buried 65, they buried 95 people, not 65.
Those numbers will continue to fluctuate. Yes.
Again, as at Sunday night, intelligence released a figure that somewhere some 500 people were armed with AK-47, daring to attack, the natives.
Okay.
But I can tell you that there were over 10,000.
What is at the core of this? Are you saying that government is not seeing this as a very, very serious issue? Because you ask people in Numan, for example, people in Numan will tell you, we've always lived, peacefully with the herdsmen, and all of a sudden, Numan is now on our radar. herdsmen have been striking all across the country, from southern Kaduna to Enugu, every part of the country. Right. Is government taking this seriously enough?
Right. So now what I would say is this. When you say government,
yes,
you must separate the levels.
Okay.
Local government level, state and the federal. The way it is now, I don't think local government or the state are in position to resolve this. It's best left for the federal government. You can see that when the police were the ones handling the crisis, it became a war situation. They had to bring in the Air Force, who had to conduct some activities before the present, and when I say present now, the last 36 hours, peace could be enjoyed in that enclave. The reason why I'm calling for an inquiry is because there are deeper reasons. You heard the VP saying that the issues didn't start today. I commended him for that. That shows he must have read some stuff or must have been informed. It goes beyond the immediate Fulani herdsmen and farmers thing. Like Riley said, they had been coexisting before now. So what went wrong?
That's a question that people have been asking.
Again, we must also look at it from other angles, i.e. the political coloration and, of course, the religious end as well.
Okay, we will look at that when we come back from this break. We'll take a very quick break, and when we return, we'll continue our discussion. Stay with us.
Right, if you're just joining us, you're watching TVC Breakfast, and we're discussing the tensions in parts of Adamawa State, especially in Numan, where herdsmen and farmers are said to have clashed. A lot of persons have died, others have been injured, others have been displaced. From the reports we get there. We have in the studio Oladeinde Ariyo. He's a security professional, and we've been talking about this. Now, earlier when you said these issues have been on for quite some time.
Right.
But is it a clear case of failure? Will you say that Adamawa State has failed in the ability to handle the situation?
Monday morning, on another platform, with the benefit of the information I had there, I was going to call for the governor to be sent away for 6 months. And they kept in the state. But between then and now, with new facts that I have at my disposition, it now became clear that even at the traditional level, it's tougher than you can imagine. Let me tell you this. The average cattle herdsmen in that place, they are Fulanis. Now, to an average Fulani man, their psychological composition is such that two things that they value, their cattle and their families. And they will do anything to preserve them. The third leg is the fact that they don't forgive. So when the natives attack them, maybe kill one of them or kill their cattle, they should always expect a reprisal attack.
Isn't that part of the prejudice? When you say they don't forgive, isn't that part of the prejudice that puts people on the defensive when they see a Fulani herdsman? Or isn't that what is causing the problem? Misconceptions about other people?
Of attacks everywhere. Okay? One cattle gets lost or one herdsman gets attacked, they go and reinforce. Let me also tell you that the bulk of the people fighting this fight may not necessarily be Nigerians. Fulani from as far as Mali, they join forces with them. Okay? I can tell you that the government of the day is now using persuasion to confront these things. Okay? Because so much propaganda has been brought to bear on this thing. And some people are quietly funding this crisis. That's why I'm saying government should step in beyond the ephemeral tabletop treatment.
To understand the real facts.
Understand the real fact. And then the first thing they must do then is to begin to change the people's understanding and their perception of these things. Before,
how can that happen?
Well, through public enlightenment, it's a process. It's not an effect. I mean, it's not a single day action. Now, before, the thinking was, oh, their cattle destroyed their farms. Lately, that has not been the issue. So what we get to hear now is they killed a Bachama man, or Bachama people killed a Fulani man, and then they come back on them. The question is, for how long will that continue? The average Bachama person is a Christian. The average Fulani is a Muslim. That's why I told you there are different colorations to it. And we will be deceiving ourselves if we are saying that there is no religious uprising in all of these things.
All right. Now, what is the role of the traditional rulers in those, especially like in Numan right now? We know that people have a lot of allegiance, a lot of confidence and pledge to their traditional heads. What is the role of the traditional head in all of this?
If you remember that I told you that leadership in different communities, they emerge out of several situations. Now, they could be religious leaders. They could be people who have means, and therefore they are given recognition as leaders. Now, in all of these things, they have little or no say because people now easily disobey them. Okay? Because now, if I get attacked and my animals are killed or whatever, I may not have the patience to wait for any leader. It was there why this thing happened. What could he do? And it has been happening serially.
Now, there's another dimension to all of this, where security forces have become a target of the herdsmen. Is this a deliberate strategy to weaken? Because there are reports that the herdsmen came in their numbers.
I gave you
like
the
an
figures.
attempt to actually overwhelm the security of forces.
Yes.
So how strategic are those people in their thinking?
Before you say with people, the security or
the herdsmen.
When you see how strategic, they are very strategic. To them, the cattle are their lives. Okay? And I've said it before, they will give everything to preserve their cattle and their family. To that extent, they are organized and they know what they wanted and they know what they're doing. They are not the usual ragtag protest groups. No. They have structure. They meet, they gather, they plan, and execute their plans. The police involvement then wasn't. I understand somebody lost his wife and they were mourning. So they got the report that they were gathering for an attack. Policemen went there to say disperse. And they said, you cannot stop us from mourning our dead. And then the crisis started. I read a report where they said the policemen were using human shields. Okay? But the question is, when the gunshots were landing, did they fly over the human shields? And then I was going to ask them to show me craters or places that damages were recorded. But they attacked policemen directly. And you know, Nigerian police, they would not want to begin to shoot at Nigerians. Yeah. Their mandate is to protect every Nigerian.
Ideally.
Yes, and you see, so for me, it pained me that they wasted those policemen.
Okay, now that the IGP had paid a visit first, the Vice President has paid a visit, are we seeing the necessary reaction or the necessary move from government now to handle the issues? Because you said that it seemed obvious that he has gone beyond the abilities of the state government.
Yes, the IG has visited, the VP has visited, but beyond that, what plan of actions, okay, are on ground? The station have very little, the effect doesn't last for any length of time. They've gone. The people are back in their trenches. As we are talking now, you don't know what is happening until the news will come up again. All right, well, we're going to have the Commissioner for Information who will give us a true picture of what is going on right now. They must have a commission of inquiry to go deeper, understand what really went wrong and where, and then the way forward. And they must also include public enlightenment, ongoing, non-stop. Very important one there. Oladeinde Ariyo, security professional, thank you so much for joining us on TVC Breakfast.